Now it is time for Lefties Losing It, and I have to start on a positive note. Have a listen to this Iranian woman absolutely giving it to the deluded Democrats.
Democrats are brainwashed. I don't understand how you guys can support the killing of 40,000 people over the past 3 weeks, but yet when Trump bombs Iran, this is what they were asking for. They were asking to be bombed so that the government can go away. Now you guys are upset that like an elementary school of children was killed. Well, what about all the 40,000 people that were killed before? This doesn't make any sense. You guys are fake humanitarians.
I mean, perfectly said. She's not wrong, is she? Because the Democrats and the left have absolutely lost their marbles over the Iranian strikes, even though this was a murderous regime and one with its finger on the nuclear trigger. And this is what freedom looks like. Have a look at the Iranian women's national football team who refused to sing the national anthem of the Islamic regime at the Asian Cup. This is courage, this is bravery, and the hope for freedom is now in song.
Transformer, supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei is dead, 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 dead. Ayatollah Khamenei is dead. Khamenei is dead, 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 dead.
Play that at nightclubs. Absolutely love it. And look, from that banger to now, well, this flapping chicken.
To take out the supreme leader. It doesn't matter what I think of Iran. It's up to the Iranian people. It's not up to the United States and the European Union and everybody else to tell a sovereign country how they should run their country. And they were not threatening anybody.
Seriously, shut up, you hysterical imbecile. I mean, the left are seriously so dumb, deranged and delusional. They weren't threatening anybody, she says. Well, how about you take yourself to downtown Tehran and find out? And thank God this woman put her in her place.
You know what we're doing? We're Iranian. I don't know what they are doing.
Exactly. Now, back to the Democrats. They are tying themselves in knots of hypocrisy after these comments resurfaced of Nancy Pelosi, where she defended the then Obama administration's decision to strike Libya without the congressional authorization that she believes Donald Trump should have got before he struck Iran.
Saying that the president did not need authorization initially and still does not need any authorization from Congress on Libya?
Yes.
And now have a listen to House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries' word salad when he was asked about this on Fox News.
Back in 2011, Nancy Pelosi said that then President Obama didn't need congressional approval to bomb Libya. Now House Democrats say President Trump needs that approval to bomb Iran. What's the difference?
Well, obviously, Libya and the circumstances connected to that were very different than the circumstance that we face in Iran right now. I mean, I don't even understand the genesis or basis of that question, not suggesting that you're not asking it in good faith.
Libya went on for 7 months.
As I've indicated, first of all, it was not in Congress at the time. So we're dealing with what we're dealing with right now, which is a catastrophic, endless war.
I mean, he can't even pretend to plead ignorant when he really and truly is as thick as two planks of wood. Meanwhile, Nancy Pelosi has released a statement saying she stands by Obama's decision not to seek congressional approval on Libya. She says there is an absolute distinction between the limited military operations in Libya and the broad escalating war with Iran initiated by President Trump. I mean, she's grappling, as usual, grappling at straws and is a complete and utter embarrassment. And now it's time for derangement gone mad. Why is it always the white liberal women that are number one in the lunatic asylum ranks?
And literally, if you have any part to play in the American military industrial complex, literally, you. I hope you never make it home. I'm so serious.
So hang on a minute. She actually says heroic US troops who put their lives on the line for the country should never make it home. I mean, these lefties do not actually value lives, but of course they will tell you they are the most loving and tolerant of them all and will even use force when necessary, as this guy found out.
Why don't you leave America? Why don't you leave? You hate this imperialist country. Why don't you leave? When Iranian women were raped and murdered by their government, none of you said shit. You're fake activists. Why don't you speak about the 50,000 Iranians who were killed? And I want to call out the fact that you pretend, oh, don't touch me. Meanwhile, you're all preventing me from moving where I want to go. And I'm going to go. That's okay. You can't false imprison me, you fucking fake terrorist cosplaying children.
I mean, they're absolutely crazy, aren't they? And let's be honest, none of those cosplaying children would even have jobs. They just hop from one protest to another so that they can feel so much better about themselves. And speaking of white liberals, never underestimate their stupidity.
Saudi Arabia said to Trump a few days ago, no way, you're not going to use our military bases. Saudi Arabia is now against UAE. So it's Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and Jordan, I think, and Turkey and Egypt. I'm confused of all, but there's the Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Qatar said, America, if you want to bomb Iran, you're not going to use our bases. That's it. Finished.
Yep, she's got no idea. No idea, has she? And guess what? We're actually confused by you too, love. And speaking of confusion, CNN's Abby Phillip just got demolished on her own show.
If bombs dropping on the nuclear program and destroying them last year didn't help move forward those objectives of deterring the regime, why do we think that suddenly this is going to do the same thing?
Because the people who weren't deterred are now dead.
I don't know how Scott Jennings does it. I don't know. Give the guy a medal for bravery for even taking part. Now, can someone please do a welfare check on Nick Fuentes?
Just look at Trump and you're filled with disgust. You look at him, he's a totally diminished figure. Watching him on Friday declare this war in his sad little hat, no tie, with a black curtain, he's 80 years old, he doesn't even care. You look at Trump and it's like, I don't know you. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you are. You are demonic. You are a demonic force.
And your hands are demonic. I mean, the guy is seriously unhinged. He claims there that Trump is a diminished figure. The president just took out the leader of a murderous regime in a daylight operation. That does not scream diminished to me. It screams boss. And now here's Jasmine Crockett with her latest crock of you-know-what.
Let me tell you something. I am here because this is truly life or death. We have an administration that is not only killing people, but is a dream killer right now.
And to crazy Kamala Harris, who's back on the wines, back on the gin and tonic, back on the word salads, and backing up illegal immigrants.
Minneapolis, just look at what we've been seeing. It's so fantastic. People coming out with their whistles, their smartphones and videotaping, and, you know, with perfect strangers and in aiding perfect strangers. It's been so beautiful to see. And again, this is what I mean about we have the light inside of us.
Well, the US and UK have fallen out spectacularly over Iran after Donald Trump absolutely demolished PM Keir Starmer. Have a look at this.
This is not Winston Churchill that we're dealing with.
Meanwhile, Keir Starmer has released this weak and woke ad on Iran talking to European leaders.
Emmanuel, Friedrich, really good to hear from you.
I think we are all concerned about what could happen within the next couple of hours or days.
We weren't involved, as we've made clear, in the strikes.
Oh, Emmanuel and Friedrich. I mean, please. Joining me now is Newsweek Senior Editor-at-Large, Josh Hammer. Josh, good to see you as always. Thanks for joining me. What is it with the UK leaders' obsession suddenly with saying, oh, no, we're not involved in the strikes? It's like, of course you weren't. You're a spineless fool. I mean, he is no Churchill, is he?
No, I think that's probably the understatement of the century, frankly. Keir Starmer, currently his approval rating, if you look at the polls there in the UK, he's somewhere between 40 and 50 points underwater. That's not an exaggeration. He is at this point in his prime minister tenure the least popular prime minister in the history of modern British political polling. It's utterly catastrophic, and Labour is going to get absolutely walloped whenever the next election, whether it's scheduled or a snap election, ends up happening. Query who will benefit the most. Personally, I would place my own wager on Nigel Farage and Reform UK there. But no, the UK has been in declining power for a very, very long time. By the way, that makes me upset. I'm actually an Anglophile myself. I'm an American, obviously, but I think that the Western world, the civilized world in general, owes a huge debt of gratitude to the British for all that they gave us for centuries and centuries of the English common law and various modern conceptions of individual liberty and justice and equal protection. A lot of this really does come from the British tradition. But this country is just a shell. It is an absolute shell of what it was. I mean, not even just 300-400 years ago, but really what it was, as Donald Trump said, during World War II. I mean, Winston Churchill is rolling in his grave, frankly, looking at Keir Starmer right now. Starmer is now trying to do some mop-up business. He's trying to say, okay, maybe you can actually use our bases for some actions when it comes to Iran there. But, I mean, how stupid do you have to be to let your country get completely overrun with jihadists, which tragically is increasingly what the UK has done to itself, not just these Pakistani rape gangs, but also just this harrowing anecdotal footage of all these marches through the streets of London supporting Hamas and this and that there. How dumb do you have to be to willfully subject your own country to that, and then to try to make some moralistic points about how we didn't join the American strike on, oh, wait, yeah, the world's #1 state sponsor of the very jihad that we just willfully led in the front door. It's just so totally perverse. Again, as an Anglophile, I take no pride in it, but unfortunately, it's just where we are.
Well, absolutely, and it's very clear that all Keir Starmer is doing is pandering to votes. That's all he wants in certain sections of the community. That is absolutely all that he wants.